You. State licensed dispensaries selling recreational cannabis are expected to open by the end of this year here in New York. We've talked about it a lot, and the Office of Cannabis Management is busy right now coming up with how this will all be regulated. Well, pretty big update on that for you tonight. 2 on Your Side's Kelly Dudzik joins me now. And Kelly, these are just proposals at this point, but they do kind of give us a sense about how we think the marketing and the regulations surrounding all that are going to work.
Yeah, and it's pretty specific. And the biggest takeaway I had from the proposal is that the packaging and advertising cannot appeal to anybody under 21, since recreational cannabis is only legal for people 21 and up here in New York State.
You can't use neon fonts, you can't use bubble letters, you can't use images of celebrities.
The 26-page draft proposal from the state's Cannabis Control Board focuses on the packaging and labeling and marketing and advertising of recreational cannabis, all to the 21 and over crowd.
So you can put your brand name on it, you can put your logo on it, but beyond that, you have to have your warnings, you have to have your THC label, you have to have everything that makes abundantly clear to the consumer that this is a cannabis product meant only for those individuals over 21 years of age and older.
The proposed regulations also say companies would only be allowed to advertise their products in places where more than 90% of the population will be 21 or over. And if you want to sell clothes showcasing your logo, you can only sell adult sizes. The Cattaraugus County Public Health Director says the proposed regulations are ideal, but says parents have to take responsibility too.
I think what we'll have to do, though, is really try to get some type of educational campaign for our parents or for those who are in a household where there are children around, for them to at least start to lock up the edibles and resist consuming these edibles when they're around their children.
Dr. Kevin Watkins is concerned about dispensaries not regulated by New York State, either in other states or on Seneca Nation territory. He also wants to make sure the state has enough staff to enforce these rules.
Who will enforce that? I didn't see enough teeth in these regulations to say that there will be an enforcement agency that will do enough of these to do enough research or to do enough investigating in these various communities to make sure that these regulations are followed.
All right, so Kelly, one thing that we heard about today, which we both found pretty unique, right?
Yeah.
The use of QR codes in all of this. What's that about?
Yeah, a lot of us got used to using them during the pandemic, right, for our menus. So in addition to the logos that we showed you in this story, all the packages would be required to have a QR code on them. That would then take you to a downloadable certificate of analysis or link to a website where that could be downloaded. Now, in that, you would find a certified report from a cannabis laboratory, a third party that checks what's actually in the product you're buying. So it would be a safety regulation to test the strength of the product, make sure it's what it says it is on the package.
All right, so final question. You'd mentioned that these are, at this point, proposals, right? The public gets an opportunity to weigh in on all this.
Yeah, so 60 days if you want to weigh in, you can do that. The attorney I talked with said that there are already rumblings of people looking to make the regulations more business friendly, but not in any way that would make the packages less safe. Dr. Watkins says he hopes people weigh in because he says a lot of people will be listening, and hopefully that will then help steer the regulations. His main concern, of course, is keeping cannabis out of the hands of children.
Did you get an indication from him that he plans to personally go ahead and submit his comments about this?
Yeah, I got that vibe.
Yeah,
sure.
Because there are things about it he would like to see changed.
Right, and this is the time to speak up. I mean, you have 60 days. If you don't speak up now, like, don't complain afterwards.
That's right.
You got a chance, right?
Like people who don't vote.
Yeah, exactly. Same kind of deal.
All right, Kelly, thank you very much. That's going to do it for the town hall.